This video is a brief introduction and overview of the General Education Curricular Mapping Project at the University of Delaware. I'm Kevin Guidry, Senior Research Analyst in UD Center for Teaching and Assessment of Learning, and I'm going to provide you with a little bit of background on this project and a quick tour of some of the available resources. This video is primarily intended for University of Delaware faculty, so I'll spend most of my time looking at a sample report and describing how it could be used to understand how a specific program's curriculum connects to general education. This is the UD General Education website, and these are the current Gen Ed objectives. They were passed by the Faculty Senate late in 2014. A few months later, the Senate passed another series of resolutions that focus on specific parts of Gen Ed. One resolution charged the Gen Ed Committee to assist departments and programs to ensure that all degree programs support the Gen Ed objectives. In large part, this was done using a curricular mapping process. To explain curricular mapping, let me show you an example. This is a sample curricular map. It lists courses down the left-hand side, and it lists objectives across the top. Of course, these maps begin blank, and they're filled in by faculty who are familiar with the course and their objectives. In this case, faculty were asked to indicate the extent to which these courses provide students with opportunities to attain the Gen Ed objectives. They use an N to indicate no opportunities, M for minimal opportunities, and S for significant opportunities. We can use these data to understand how curricula are connected to these objectives, and we use them to construct reports that we'll examine in just a moment. Before we dive into the reports, let me provide a broad overview of the other resources that are available on the webpage. This webpage, another subpage of the Gen Ed webpage, is the central public repository of the Gen Ed curricular mapping resources. This webpage will change over time as we develop and add more resources like this video, but this is how it looks right now. Two of these resources, the curriculum map and the reports, are only available to University of Delaware colleagues who are logged into Google using their UD email address. However, we've developed examples of the map and reports for our non-UD colleagues. We also have a worksheet that is useful for introducing the Gen Ed objectives and beginning discussion of how they are prioritized in a particular program's curriculum. Each report has a brief summary of the entire process, but we've also developed a detailed document with all of the technical details. Finally, we have the guide that was originally sent to faculty in 2016 with the instructions on how to complete the curricular maps. This entire process was created to help faculty understand the curriculum in specific degree programs, so let's look at a sample report. Instead of reading the report to you, I'm going to walk you through how I would use this report to examine a curriculum. Before I examine the data in any report, I have some fundamental questions about the rigor of the data and the processes used to collect and display the data. First, I want to know about the process and data themselves. Who collected these data? Why? What are the intended uses of the data? What are their limitations? In this instance, I find the answers to these questions on the first 2 pages of the report. If I wasn't satisfied with this summary, I would turn to the more technical and extensive details that's in the technical details document on the website. If I'm satisfied with those answers, and let's say that I am, then next I'll have questions about the accuracy of the report. I would want to know if the correct programs and majors are included in this report. This sample report does not include this information, but the real reports include a list of the specific major codes that are included in this report. Next, I would want to know if the right number of students are included. That information is shown in a few different places in the report, and here's one of them. Once I know that the right students have been included, I want to be assured that the right courses were included. Each report includes 2 lists of courses. The first list of courses is all of the courses that are included in the major profile. These are the courses that were mapped. The second list of courses is all of the courses that the students took but are not included in the major profile. These are the courses that were not mapped. Collectively, these two lists should be familiar to faculty teach in this program, and these two lists should be exhaustive for the students included in this report, students who graduate in the spring of 2015. I'll quickly note here that we only included in these reports the courses that students completed. Courses are only included once if they are taken multiple times by the same student. And we only included courses for which faculty indicated significant focus on the gen ed objectives. Those were the S's that you saw in the sample curriculum map. So let's say that the course listings here appear plausible, and I'm satisfied with the answers to all of the other questions I've asked. Now I'm ready to examine the gen ed data in this report. Each report has 3 profiles, and each profile summarizes gen ed data in a box and whisker chart, and a table with the numeric data in that chart. The first profile focuses only on students in the program that is the focus of this report. The second and third profiles provide additional context to help interpret the major profile. The second profile adds in the other students from a comparison group. By default, this group includes all of the other programs in the same college or portfolio for programs in the College of Arts and Sciences. The third profile adds in all of the remaining undergraduate students who earned an undergraduate degree in the spring of 2015. These charts have the number of credits along the vertical axis and the gen ed objectives across the horizontal axis. For each objective, there are indicators of the number of credits that students completed in courses that offered a significant opportunity to obtain these objectives. The bottom whisker is the minimum number of credits among these students. The bottom of the box indicates the 25th percentile. The line in the middle of the box, the 50th percentile, or the median, and the top of the box is the 75th percentile. The top whisker is the maximum. The whiskers may be outliers, so I recommend focusing on the boxes. That's where half of your students are. This is the fundamental question for these reports and these data. Is this how undergraduate alumni in this program should look? Is this the right balance of skills for someone who is an educated novice in this discipline? If so, then your program is probably in pretty good shape. If not, this report and the curriculum map provide you with information and tools to address the issue. If there is an issue, it may be possible to address it by changing courses in your program. You may need to make some relatively small tweaks to one or more classes that are the ones that you and your colleagues teach. But maybe the issue can't be addressed by your department, and you need to change the courses that you're advising students to take outside of your department. The full curricular map can help you with this. You can download the entire curricular map and use it to locate the courses that your colleagues have already identified as providing significant opportunities to meet specific gen ed objectives. That file is limited to University of Delaware colleagues, so for this video, I'll use the public sample report again. Here's the file. Again, we've got courses down the left-hand side and objectives across the top. So let's pretend that my program doesn't quite provide enough opportunities for students to obtain competency in ethical reasoning. I can use this map to find courses that already exist that may fill this gap. I can use Excel to apply a filter that only shows the courses that have significant focus on ethics. In the full file, there would be a lot more courses listed here, of course. And this list will be an excellent place to start in determining how to fill the specific gap in my curriculum. There are limitations to these data, of course, and I encourage you to read the report and perhaps the technical details document. We welcome your feedback, corrections, and requests for assistance in using these data. We also welcome updates, corrections, or changes to the reports, map, and other documents. Please contact us at ctol-info@udel.edu. Thanks for watching, and we hope you find the results of this project useful.